They were brilliant, cunning, and terrifying, but they all made one mistake. America has witnessed some of the most twisted criminal masterminds in history. They've stolen millions, evaded law enforcement, and left a trail of destruction behind them. But in the end, they all made the same mistake. They underestimated the pursuit of justice. From unsolvable cases to shocking captures, this documentary reveals the twisted genius behind America's most notorious criminals. How did they get caught? Find out in Crime Scene Chronicles. They were brilliant, they were cunning, and they outsmarted the system for years. America's most twisted criminal masterminds, individuals so devious, their names will forever be associated with fear and chaos. They crafted plans that seemed foolproof, played games with the law, and believed they were untouchable. But every mastermind, no matter how clever, eventually makes a mistake. And in that moment of weakness, justice catches up with them. This is the story of the criminals who almost got away with it. And the shocking twists that led to their downfall. At the top of our list is the infamous Phantom Thief, a criminal whose heists left the country reeling. For nearly a decade, no one could figure out how he was pulling off these elaborate robberies without leaving a trace. His heists weren't random. He carefully selected targets, high-profile art galleries, banks, and even private mansions. His signature: the absence of any physical evidence, no fingerprints, no DNA, just a clean escape every single time. But then, a breakthrough came. Forensic teams were able to examine an overlooked clue, a small piece of fiber on a discarded security guard's uniform. It seemed insignificant at first, but when linked with a trace of paint found at one of his robbery sites, it led investigators to a key suspect, Alan Barlow. Barlow had been a construction worker before his criminal activities began. The paint residue. It matched a specific brand used only in the construction industry, the tiny fiber. It belonged to a rare fabric used in high-end clothing that Barlow had been seen wearing during several public appearances. Barlow was arrested during a sting operation where he attempted to rob yet another art museum. Ironically, his plan was foiled not by the police, but by his own carelessness. His last heist ended in disaster, and Barlow's empire of theft came crashing down. Next, we turn to a criminal whose chilling efficiency struck fear into the hearts of all who knew his name: the Silent Assassin. Known for his stealth and precision, he was responsible for a series of high-profile assassinations, all carried out with military-grade expertise. He was never seen, never caught on camera. His victims were carefully selected: politicians, corporate moguls, and rival gang leaders. Each death was a calculated strike, designed to appear as a tragic accident or natural causes. The break in the case came when the forensic team discovered a single, nearly imperceptible clue. A set of footprints, different from the rest, leading away from one of the crime scenes. The prints led to a secluded cabin in the woods, where they found a hidden stash of weapons and surveillance equipment. And there, in the corner, was a journal. A journal detailing every assassination he had ever committed. That journal led police to uncover the assassin's true identity: Samuel Reed, a former Navy SEAL who had gone rogue. Reed believed himself to be invincible, but the journal, filled with obsessive details, was his undoing. Reed's arrogance had led to his downfall. He underestimated the persistence of the law and the power of forensic evidence. His reign of terror ended when the authorities linked his operations to the journal and his impeccable military background. Third on our list is the corporate con man, Richard Albright. A man whose charisma and influence made him a respected figure in corporate America. But behind the polished suit and the charming smile, Richard was orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme that would shock the nation. Albright's fraud was nothing short of genius. He created fake companies, falsified financial documents, and manipulated investors into handing over millions. For years, he operated under the radar, using complex accounting tricks to cover his tracks. The breakthrough came when forensic accountants uncovered irregularities in the financial statements of one of Albright's companies. A single number misplaced by just a decimal point led them to uncover the entire network of deceit he had built. It was a masterstroke of manipulation, but it also contained the seeds of his downfall. Albright's downfall came when his accountant turned whistleblower, providing the final piece of evidence that led to his arrest. The man who had duped the richest investors in the country was brought to justice, his empire of lies collapsing in a matter of days. What makes a criminal mastermind tick? Is it their intelligence, their ability to plan years in advance, or is there something more? Psychological experts agree that these individuals share several traits: extreme narcissism, a lack of empathy, and an overwhelming need for control. Master criminals often see themselves as superior to others, believing that the rules don't apply to them. This sense of entitlement, coupled with their ability to manipulate and deceive, allows them to evade capture for years. But as we've seen, even the most brilliant masterminds leave behind traces, small errors, careless moments, and in some cases, the very arrogance that brought them so much success. It's not just their intellect that ultimately betrays them. It's their psyche. But what if these are just the tip of the iceberg? What if the criminal masterminds we've caught were just the beginning? Behind every case we solve, there's a deeper mystery waiting to be uncovered. Who are the ones still out there, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the next opportunity? The game is never truly over. As long as there are criminals willing to play, the chase for justice will continue. And the most twisted masterminds are always one step ahead, waiting for the next move. What we learn from these stories: 1. The perils of narcissism and control. Master criminals often suffer from extreme narcissism and a desire to control everything and everyone. Understanding these traits is key to catching them, but also serves as a warning for those in positions of power. 2. The power of forensic evidence. Small details, whether it's a misplaced fiber, a journal, or financial records, can make all the difference. Forensics plays a pivotal role in bringing even the most elusive criminals to justice. 3. The dangers of underestimating the law. Even the most intelligent and well-prepared criminals can be undone by their own hubris. Over time, arrogance and carelessness will catch up with them. The twisted criminal masterminds we've uncovered in today's story, from the phantom thief to the silent assassin, have left an indelible mark on the world. Their crimes, their brilliance, and their eventual downfall show us that no matter how perfect their plan seemed, justice always finds a way. The hunt for truth may take time, but in the end, the law prevails, and these masterminds are forced to face the consequences of their actions. But this is far from the end. There are still more stories to be told, more criminals to uncover, and more questions to answer. Will the next mastermind slip through the cracks, or will justice find them first? If you found this investigation chilling and insightful, make sure to like this video, share it with others who love a good mystery, and subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles for more gripping episodes. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story from the darkest corners of crime. Like, share, and subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we'll uncover even more twisted truths about those who walk among us, hiding in plain sight. Until then, keep your eyes open and stay vigilant.